Okay, a new so-called balance patch has dropped, just a month following the previous balance patch, and one has to give kudos to FreeJam for being so proactive in their implementation of these balance patches. Again, I will be going through these changes, doing some testing and giving my thoughts, not necessarily in that order. So let us begin by calling out the word community in the so-called community balance patch. Let us stop pretending that these are community balance patches. However, that is not what you are here for, most likely, and so I'll save that rant for later. We begin with a long list of Protonivity adjustments. What we are looking at is a list of weapons in terms of how long they take to destroy what most Robocraft players call the core, the crystal core, the thing that pops up every once in a while during battle arena matches. This impacts damage that is caused by weapons specifically to the core, as well as the enemy base. One thing that I immediately find curious is that it seems that most lower tier weapons got buffed to deal more damage to these structures relative to their higher tier counterparts, and this does not make a lot of sense to me, but let's move on. I also noticed that plasmas and rails have taken significant increases in damage versus the core, and to be fair, those weapons have always been weak against those things. These are very significant buffs, however, and it will be interesting to see how that plays out in matches. With significant enough buffs, it may encourage players to focus drain enemy energy rather than defending their points, kind of like what Teslas have been doing. Speaking of which, Teslas have also seen changes, with T4 Teslas surprisingly taking a big nerf. Probably because T4 Teslas love to hit reactors while the shield is down. But here too, it is strange to see that lower tier Teslas appear to be a lot more effective against core than high tier Teslas, at least post-patch, according to these numbers. Seekers in general, but specifically missile launchers, take a significant nerf to Protonivity damage, though it seems that the initial values were also pretty low to begin with. Missile launchers probably didn't need this nerf, but I can kind of get behind it. Flaks are comparable to before, which is surprising considering how that same balance server has noted in the past that Protonivity is one of the reasons why flak anti-ground damage is so low, pathetically low. So one would hope that with power to actually adjust Protonivity, there may be plans to make adjustments to allow for flak to become a more balanced, more well-rounded weapon which still fulfills its purpose. But we are talking about this server, so you never know with them. Moving on. Chain guns have... Okay, that must be a typo. One of those 8s being a duplicate, most likely. With that in mind, chain guns took a further nerf, as if losing more than half the range and forcing them to become close combat weapons wasn't bad enough, but this change does put them more in line with our weapons, I suppose, in terms of how long it takes them to destroy the core. Ions took a significant buff in this regards for some reason. They were pretty okay beforehand. Again, with the higher tier weapon curiously being less effective. This is a pattern. Mortar 2 takes a buff here, and I'm not sure if this is a little much of a buff, considering their blast area. However, mortars are a finicky weapon to begin with, for the most part, at least for most players to use. I guess that an ability to roll up to a reactor and point blank it more effectively is okay. Probably. That's all for the Protonivity adjustments. These do not stir major emotions on my part, at least for the most part, and it is good to know that this is a stat that can now be adjusted. Good. I remain a little disappointed, however, that there seems to be a direction where lower tier weapons deal more Protonivity damage than higher tier weapons. That just seems off. It would also have been nice to see numbers rather than times, but I get that this was opted for simplicity's sake, so that's fine. This brings us to the next changes covered by this balance patch. Tesla blades. Interesting, very interesting, and dare I say very promising. So, straight off the bat, the most important change on this list is that T4 Teslas are taking a 15% reduction to damage. About effing time. Whew. Before my muting, I had called for a 20% reduction in damage, but a 15% reduction is still significant. I am also relatively pleasantly surprised to see that they coupled it with a 20% reduction in energy consumption, which I had specifically also called for, except that I did so with a 20% damage reduction in mind. And I noticed that T4 Teslas have taken a significant buff to their health. I very much get behind the health buff for Teslas, because the direction we've seen so far of giving Tesla blades as low a health as possible so as to somehow justify their obscenely high damage levels, specifically T4 Teslas, mind you, was misguided to say the least. We just ended up with more and more imbalanced Teslas and ever more niche use cases for the blade. What my hope is that now that Teslas or certain Teslas are getting more health, we might see them used upon more diverse builds with more success. T3 Teslas have also seen a less substantial buff to health and also a milder buff to energy consumption, which I pretty much also agree with, as they had previously taken a straight damage nerf that was primarily considered desirable due to matchmaking exploiters, or farmers as some people prefer to call them. T2 Teslas have taken a significant plus in both damage and have also taken an energy consumption decrease. I personally think that the energy consumption decrease is a little extra, but remember that it is the T4 Teslas that made for 80% of players' problems, with another 15% or so being attributed to lower tier Teslas in a party, so this change is interesting. So are T4 Teslas overpowered? Let's find out. Let's just choose an appropriate bot. Now while we wait for a match, and since it's relevant to this bot, I may as well skip ahead slightly to EMP. Oh dear. Well, I'll get into the details later, but it looks like this has become an even worse time in Robocraft to be a ground bot than even previously. In the meantime, I'm noticing a heavy presence of T5 chain guns on the enemy team. Whether that is an indication that the weapon is imbalanced or overpowered has yet to be seen. Let's find out. I'll need to keep the window maker in mind. There's also plenty of ions on that team. Looks like a relatively even match overall. We'll see. No. No. Okay, that was... I ghosted too late. Okay, fine. What? No. No, out. That was too close. But it seems like we've gotten away with our hide, so that's not so bad. That doesn't look very promising. Okay, let's... Okay, move. Out of Teslas, not good. Ah, so close. Run! EMP. Blink, not good. Come on. Defensive EMP. Persistent bugger. I know he can see me. Ah, there's no escaping this. Damn it. Okay, let's try to do better. Let's try not to be a muppet. Come on. Alright. There we go. I missed. Okay, not good. Ouch. Oh boy. Damn it! That's not a good start at all. So definitely feel the chain guns. Let's try to be a little unexpected. Try. Come on. Come on. Alright. Where'd you go? Oh. You're down there. I took out your movement part, I get it. Well, I'll say this much. The EMP does look cleaner than before. It's actually back to normal. Again, they couldn't have known. I'll give them that much. This is not looking like a good match at all. Oh great, I've saved face. Let's do some more damage. Come on, let's go, let's go. Ah, missed. Come on. Premature EMP. Hit, 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 hit. Harvest! Harvested. Stay alive. Okay. Seriously, stay alive. May as well. Really bad shape. Nope, nope. The window maker's working double time. Does a lot to counter. Come on. Can't believe I'm still alive. Come on. Ah, damn it. Nope. Still waiting on my blades. That wasn't good. Come on. Come on. Hit. This is not good at all. That is not good. Best I can do is try to stay alive. Nope, couldn't do it. Well, that was pathetic. That was pathetic. Still a fairly good match overall. I also feel it had less to do with the Teslas and more to do with being countered. And I have to admit that those chain guns do counter very, very well. So, there's that. I can't let this end like this. I'll have to try again. And we're heading straight into another match. Looks like another relatively even match, I guess. That window maker's noted. We've got a window maker of our own, that's good. And noted they have flex on their side, and that's their disadvantage. Okay, looks like this match is actually in our favor. Unless we're 2 players short. What? Okay, okay. That was unexpected. Fine, let's do this. Okay. Missed my EMP. Not great. Be more cautious this time around. Using our AI, of course. Let's harvest. try and stop me. Okay. Do you chew well? Come on. Don't bug out on me. Okay, right. Harvested. Now get out. Or not. Or not. Okay, let's try again. We're doing okay so far. Okay. Not too bad. Bit late, but okay. Rise. Fall. Okay. Flak. Mustn't forget flak. What? There's something up here. There you are. Flak. Well, let's flacking take care of you. Oh, yes. That's more like it. What the heck is that? Oh, no. Down, down, down. No, no, no! Fudge. Made it out, but fudge. Okay. This is a frustrating match. We're still 3v5. Where are the others? Well, that didn't work. That flak is causing problems. That is an annoying flyer. Alright. I can't believe that worked. Chew time! Not without Teslas, I'm not. Alright, come on. Dive. Made it out somehow. Hello. I'm here to collect you. Or not. Fine, I'll collect you instead. Come on, come on, collect. Connect. Connect and collect. Yes! Yes! It's more like it. Right, come on. I think we've got a race on our hands. Yeah, we've got a race on our hands. Not good. Right, control my... choose my battles. Can I possibly take that thing out? Where are you? Missed, of course. This is absolutely a race. 10 to 10. Have to step it up. No, no. That's a very annoying bot. Not you. Die. Okay, run, run, run. Run. That was a close one. AI. And that was premature. That was premature. Come on, come on, come on. Nope, nope. Out, out. Oh, bugger. Run, come on, come on. EMP. No, no EMP. No EMP. And that's not good. They're ahead. They're absolutely ahead. Come on. Let's not have another embarrassing loss. Oh, crap. Come on, chew, 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 chew. And you're next. Come on. Come on. In right. Take it. So close. That was exhausting. But that was T4 Teslas. And in a 3v5 match, not the best of circumstances to test it in, but I'll take it. I'm giving this to Soda. That's a very intriguing looking bot. Really weird, but really intriguing, and it kind of performed without flak on the opposite team, for sure. So there's that. I'm assuming that thing is designed to break when flacked, I'm not sure. Yeah, curious. So we've tried T5 Teslas, let's try the T3 Teslas. This is not the kind of match I had in mind. This is not a fair match. This is not a fair match. So I can't test Teslas. Or I could try Pacifist. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Let's make this a Pacifist match. Let's go. El Foamy, El Stefferson, Liarto, Sirs Yakimook, and of course the AI. This is your lucky day. I am not going to be damaging you unless I screw up. Let's just do some cap running. These are the easy caps to get in the circumstances. Now the tricky one. Okay, let's try it out. Okay, hello. Yep, I'm invading your... No, I'm not. I'm out. Okay, one slice down, 2 to go. Sneaky, sneaky. Look for another vantage point and... drop it. Okay, much more effective. Okay, 2 slices down, 1 to go. Sneaky, sneaky. Going around again. I see they're adjusting, they're sitting on the point, which is a problem. But, yeah, remember that the Tesla hasn't been... the EMP hasn't been adjusted, so yeah, I can spam it. So it's about as spammable as any module can be. So that's something to my advantage in that regards. Which, let's face it, I mean, you can just drop an EMP. It takes 2 seconds to deploy. No, it takes 1.5 seconds to deploy now. Correction. You're used to... Oh, yeah, let's get out of here. No, ay, ay, ay. Sneaky, sneaky, let's get out. And stay out for a while. Let's allow things to cool down, as they say. Okay, let's avoid. Defensive EMP, didn't work out. Yep, I'm still here. Yep, you saw me. Congratulations. Still not chewing you. That's your advantage. Okay. You're all heading towards near mid. That's fine by me. You left your point undefended. That works for me. Base down. Time to chew. So let's see. How do T2 Teslas fare against 21% Protonite reactor? 15%, 14%. This is very significant, and this is our T2 Teslas, mind you. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Come on, let's get out. I want to survive. Let's go. So, in a very short amount of time, did a heck of a lot of damage with T2 Teslas. That's very significant. And keeping in mind that, you know, the higher tier Teslas don't do quite so well, I'm not so sure about that. Okay, let's collect the rest of it. Let's collect more. Are you smart enough? I'm behind you. I'm in front of you. Choo-choo. Chewing up all the delicious protonite power while they try to harvest more power for us. Because if they do get that core, guess what? They even outscore, and if our score is 73% or 74%, what a shame. They didn't quite manage to get it. Okay, we still have 3 caps though. This is why I keep insisting that it's important to capture the points rather than, you know, waste time on core. That's true 9 out of 10 times. So, looks like this match is pretty much in the bag. Dominating. Too late for them to capture a point. Yep, it's time to cruise in. Time to cruise in. Drop something for effect and... yeah, sorry for matchmaking. That feels satisfying. Now that's how you make an unfair match feel better. Much, much better. Okay. Didn't appreciate that, that's fine. I still appreciate that. Now, with that in mind, do I consider T4 Teslas to still be overpowered? A lot less so. Okay, that was Teslas, and we've seen the new EMP rebalance in action, for what it is. That leaves one more weapon balance change, and that brings us to Seekers, T4 and T5 Seekers specifically. The first thing that strikes me is the massive increases that missile launchers are getting in terms of rotation. I am going to presume that rotation is indicative of how fast this weapon turns, as the alternative of this actually pertaining to how missiles turn would be nothing short of an admission of insanity on the part of the Balance Discord server. Now, the fact that these values can be altered is promising, as this would mean that the same values can be altered for any other weapon that notoriously requires a buff in terms of rotation speed, namely T5 plasmas, of course. Now, this is where things get rather bonkers in my opinion. The base inaccuracy for this weapon, for missile launchers, is being reduced from 4 all the way down to 0. What can I say? The balance server, the so-called balance server, doesn't know how to go halfway on these things. Projectile speed has been slowed a fair bit, which should assist with tracking, I think. But the range of missiles, on the other hand, has been more or less, well, it's almost been tripled. Not quite, but close enough. I think that we really should give this a test. So let us find a more appropriate build for this. And let's bring the Nemesis in for a test run. Okay, let's test that rotation. I don't see any major differences, but then again, we are just talking about rotation. It does seem very snappy. That's not an issue. And let's try it out. Oh no. I'm tempted to use the M word here. You know, I'm going to say it. I'm going to use it. Oh, you absolute muppets. Okay, so it does seem that the balance server has turned this lock-on weapon into a weapon that can be used to snipe things from afar. And that is incredible. What can I say? It's incredible. I'm not sure how to feel about that, to be honest. Let's see. Let's try an even longer range. Fire away! Oh, look at that unerring accuracy. I think even air rails would be envious at this point. aside from the projectiles being slow. So yeah, that is that gives us a lot to think about. They have now turned this weapon into a weapon that doesn't need locking on from long range. And the amount of firepower we're putting out, especially thanks to their weapon energy module that was buffed at their behest, and when I say them, of course I mean Rexac Bro and Terrapiata, most likely. I mean, who comes up with this stuff? So basically, now it's entirely possible to track targets mid-air, perhaps fire at them from short range, and do damage. Wow, that's just amazing. That's just amazing. I'm flabbergasted. And what if we were to approach? Yep, I mean, there's nothing more to say. It speaks for itself. And you can move in and compress your attacks. Actually, that's a pretty good point. Let's see, can we possibly outrun our missiles? I mean, they are pretty slow now. Maybe we can do so. No, not quite. But we're giving them a run for their money, that's for sure. And look at all those missiles landing within close proximity to each other. That is stunning. So bombs away. Let's go. Moving in. Charge. Drop one's payload, and that's it. One can compress one's attacks for a missile alpha strike. Let's bring it in, bring it in, bring it in, and fantastic. Who needs lock? Who needs lock? Well, what can I say? Well done. Well done. Terrific. Pat yourselves on the back. Now, these changes are such that it's not like a competent individual who genuinely values balance couldn't have foresaw that these changes would have had that kind of an effect, where you're literally creating a slow sniper rifle out of lock-on missiles of all things. Without penetration, but still. I think the best thing to do is to just try it out in a match and see how it goes. Let's see how bad the damage is. Maybe, perhaps, I mean, one cannot really assess a lock-on weapon without trying it under locking conditions. So that's what we'll do. We'll head into a match and we'll see what we get. Okay, this looks like a less than even match well, it's an even match overall. It is an even match overall. Nothing really to see on either side. Let's just see how those lock-on missiles work. But first things first, capture the point. So landing. Oh hi, Sir Lagalot. I see that we've got an idler in base and nobody went near. I'm alone. That's not great. That's not great at all. Sorry, Lagalot. Can't allow you to... Okay, got block break. Not in a hurry, but let's go. That was quite a fair bit of damage, okay. Let's try again. Okay, let's land some damage. Pretty typical performance so far. Aside from the lag spikes. And let's collect ourselves a point. No. We'll have to go away, thank you. Come back for more. That's fine, I've got seconds to deliver. Alright. Time to die, I guess. Okay, that seems like pretty typical performance so far. Pretty typical, pretty typical. Now I'd like to test range. Is it my imagination or is this a bit far? Okay, let's get out the flak fire. Alright, looks like I've got more than that to deal with. Nope, nope, nope. Ouch. Will I use the M word? Will I be using the M word? What? Now I'm pretty sure that's a lot further than it was prior. Please don't tell me they actually buffed the lock-on range. Please tell me that's not the case. Please tell me that they didn't enhance the lock-on range along with range. Because if that's the case, then this could get ugly fast. This could get ugly very fast. Let's try that out. How far are we talking? Oh no, 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 no. No! This just got worse. The match is going well, but my regard of the change to Lummels has just deteriorated rapidly. Now, it might be the case that perhaps, just maybe, the lock-on range was limited to the range of the weapon, and therefore when they increased the range of for lock-on also got increased as a result, perhaps. But if it's not the case, then this is now stupidly powerful. It was already not anywhere near as underpowered as people seem to have believed it was. It does not need any kind of buff, in my opinion, as a weapon. But I don't know, I mean, this is stupidly long range. This is just stupid long range. They can't do anything. Well, okay, they can destroy me, but my ability to play badly doesn't reflect upon the power level of the weapon. I just feel the power. I feel the power. Whoops. Ow. I can even, I mean, I don't need to lock on. I mean, it can just shoot from wherever and still do damage. No, no, that was a bad idea. That was a Muppet play on my part. Okay. Interesting copter. Interesting sprinter copter. Probably would work better without the rotors to begin with, but okay. No, this range is not normal. This is longer than normal. That, along with the range boost, along with the accuracy improvements. I have to say that this pretty much transforms the weapon into something that's going to be a lot more annoying when players catch on to just how super buff this weapon has become. Ouch. Let's get out. Okay. Made it. Come on, made it. That's more like it. I mean, that range is just stupid. Range on a lock-on weapon, mind you. Okay, I think it's time for you to die. No, time for me to die. Okay, my carelessness gets me killed. That's not an indication that flak is good, it's just an indication that I played badly. A massive difference. Flak is still garbage as a weapon. Okay, let's get back to the front. Come on. Blink! Just made it. What? Okay, that didn't last long. That was a little surprising, a little stunning, shall we say? I'm still stunned. These weapons are just so good now. I mean, they were already good, so they're just stupid powerful. Yay, balance, right? Okay, time for you to die. Cool. Ouch. Not in good condition. Let's get out of here. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, nope. Come on. Unlucky. Okay, looks like Nier's taken care of. That should be fine. Just wow. Balance server, everybody. Balance server. And the thing is, I would be inclined to say that they didn't know any better, but I think they did know better. They knew exactly what they were doing. Or at least approximately, at least with the whole accuracy thing. And the range thing? I mean, what the hell? What the hell were they thinking? Now, is this weapon broken? Is this weapon a game breaker? Lommels did not need a buff. They did not need a buff to begin with. However, they did not need that kind of a buff. They did need a different kind of buff, a buff that would have been pro-ground rather than pro-air. This, ironically, actually is partially pro-ground, simply because an improvement in accuracy does entail an improvement in non-lock firing, which you'd normally do at short range, especially with a projectile speed like that. I'm just stunned. There's always something about these updates that are not just messed up, but messed up in a special kind of way. Now, do I think that this requires an emergency revert? I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. I'm not sure. Well, that pretty much concludes the roundup of changes that occurred with the community balance updates. You know, let me come back to the word community and community balance patch. The pocket tyrants who run this Discord server have in place what is best described as an oligarchy, and these small-time despots have as much interest in the balance of Robocraft as matchmaking exploiters hold fair matches to heart. In a true community balance patch, rudders would not have been first shafted without a single individual upon the server calling for such to be shafted, or even disadvantaged, or anything of a sort, nor would the pocket tyrants on that server obstinately not only refuse to acknowledge that a miscarriage of balance had occurred on their watch, but would actively work to prevent rudders from being discussed for a drone balance update, while at the same time allowing weapon parts and skis to be discussed. That's something that wouldn't happen on a healthy, true community balance Discord. In a true community balance patch, the vast majority of the community's objections would not have been ignored when the pocket despots forced through a significant fervor buff to the health of helium blocks. In a true community balance patch, even a modest drive for actual balance would have prevented the travesty that was the 50+% buff that the weapon energy modules got, or the slashing of chain gun range by more than half of their range at the time, which they'd enjoyed for a long time, or the buffing of Ghost Tesla bots by 50 CPU through discounting that module by the equivalent amount. Ghost module, of course. And a non-pocket despot with even a shred of integrity or love for the game that FreeGem have chosen to entrust to them would think long and hard about excluding one of the most competent balancers from their server, supposedly dedicated to the balance of Robocraft and not to the consolidation of their chokehold on the balance of that very same game. To be clear, with every single day that passes that they continue to exclude me, such is a stain upon their name, not mine, and I show no remorse for calling them out on their shortcomings. They are bad for the game. They have demonstrated that it is so, and I will not rest my case in this regards until either both Terapiata360 and RexHackBro are deposed from their respective positions of responsibility, or the server that primarily belongs to them is reconsidered as FreeGem's primary source of balance patches. They have done more than enough damage to the game over these last few patches alone. Now, would I call this particular balance patch damaging? Let me just clean the slate for a moment and look at all the changes that occurred. I would say that on the sum of everything, on the sum of the whole, I would say this balance patch was overall good. I would say it. I'd be extremely fair. Overall good. But then again, you have 4 areas. The Protonivity adjustments seem okay overall. The Tesla updates, I'll give it a solid B+, maybe even an A. EMP was overall buffed in this last update. EMP did not need an overall buff. Not only have you increased stun time by 50% in addition to everything else in the past, which fair enough, there was a significant decrease in stun time, which okay, even I would admit was a little bit excessive, but you also retain the highly spammable current cooldown that EMPs enjoy, and also you have made it even more difficult for ground bots to react to EMP being dropped. 1.5 seconds is a lot shorter than 2 seconds. In terms of reaction times, it is reaching improbability. It is reaching impossibility for ground bots and reaching improbability for air bots and blink bots. Well, I think blink bots should be fine. Very fast air bots should be fine. Very, very fast ground bots should probably be fine. But mark my words, this is a clear nerf to ground bots in general, and that should have been counterbalanced in some way, at the very least in terms of cooldown, at the very least. Although I would say that anything that can stun a player for 3 seconds in a reliable way, in a very reliable way, almost regardless of the target's skill level, and highly dependent upon what kind of bot that player is using, that's not exactly acceptable. Aside from EMP, one comes to the Seeker changes again. Now, I'll say it straight, even though I'm shocked by the changes, I find them, for the most part, humorous. For the most part. I acknowledge that the improvements in accuracy are a buff for ground bots, indirectly. However, the fact that the range of lock-on has increased, and the fact that the range of missiles have increased, has basically created a situation where missile launchers can be mounted upon bots that are flying high, up in the sky, in matches where there aren't flak, and lock on and fire with relative impunity. I won't say absolute impunity, because that's not how it works. It certainly outranges chain guns, who no longer have the range to defend themselves against air targets right above their heads. All I can say is that I'm not sure. So, with that said, tell me what you think. Do you think that the Protonivity adjustments are a good thing for the game? Do you feel that the changes to Teslas are good, are bad? How so? Will they change perspectives regarding the weapon? Will they change your quality of life, your experience of the game? Will the changes to Seekers change your experience of the game? What of EMPs? Well, that's about everything, and thank you for watching.